Hi, we are back again. The last program was quite easy, wasn't it? Now this program will increase your difficulty level. Hmm. Even though it's not rocket science, but after watching this tutorial, I can assure you that you will be quite comfortable with this. This program needs us to implement fixed length record in a file. Now you need to pay a lot of attention to this program. You need to be very perfect because once you get this, the next two will be like child's play for you. I assure that, yes. I don't even need 5 minutes to explain those two programs. Once you get the fixed length properly, you will get the variable length and RRN both easily. So without wasting much time, let's get started. This is the program which I have. But don't worry, we can manage it. Let's see the output so that we get to know what we actually require. I'll insert a data. Insert USN, name, age, marks. I'll insert one more. 33, Albert, age 66, marks 66. That's it. I'll display the data. It's doing good. Let's say I search for Albert. I need to specify the USN, which is 33. The record is found, as you can see, Albert here. And if you want to modify that record, you choose the fourth option. Enter the USN to modify 33, and here we need to enter new data. I say 55. The USN is changed. Name will be the same. Albert. Age is 67, marks is 88. Now let me display the records. It's good. It's displaying the modified record. Let's see what do we mean by pack and unpack. I have a student object. I have values in their fields. USN, name, age, marks. Suppose I want to write these values into the file. So what I'll do is I'll take a buffer. I'll copy the values in this buffer, separated by a delimiter, and then pad with certain number of characters so that the size of the buffer is constant because we are implementing a fixed length record, and then I copy the buffer into the file. This is known as packing. On the other hand, unpacking refers to reading the data from the file into the buffer and then placing it into the data member of the student object. This is called as unpacking. As simple as that. Back to the program now. I declare a class student with the data members and member functions. Member functions include functions like getData and putData, which are used to get the data from the user and put the data onto the screen respectively. We have pack and unpack functions, as I explained earlier. We also have the insert, delete, modify and search functions which you need to implement. Get data is quite simple. You ask for a data from the user and read it into the record fields. Similarly, in put data, you put these values of the student record onto the screen. The pack function and the unpack function are as explained earlier. We use the strcpy for packing the data into the buffer. We use delimiters after each field. And for fixed length records, we need to include this part of the code. Now, coming to the search function. Search function is quite similar to display function, except for this condition. We check that only if the USN matches with the key, then you are going to put data onto the screen. That's it. Modify is a bit different. Before we go through the code for modify function, let's see how modify works. I have implemented modify in a simpler way. Follow this procedure shown in the diagram for each record in the old file. Now what is the old file and on, we'll get to that. First of all, we read the record from the old file using getLine, and then we unpack it. After unpacking, the data gets stored into the fields of the student object. Now check if the USN matches with the key. If USN matches, then we need to modify the data. Get the new data from the user and then pack. Otherwise, on the other hand, if the USN does not match, then directly pack it. In that case, we are just unpacking and then packing it. That means we are writing the same record to the new file. The new file is a temporary file. To sum up, if the USN does not match, we are writing the record as it is to the new file. Otherwise, we are getting the new data and then writing to the new file. Then the next step is delete the old file using remove. We are deleting this old file from which we are reading the data using the remove function. And the final step is I will rename the new file with the name of the old file. That's it. Modify is done. Back to the code again. Modify is done. And all what is left is we just need to include these functions. We just need to call the functions from the main. That's it. This is the end of the program. Before you take the next two programs, that is the variable length and the RRN, please make sure that you are thorough with this. Thanks for watching.